Hello. Just want to see how my live gonna look on YouTube. So hi everyone, my name is Gellis and this is Infinite Modesty Design. All right. So I just want to make sure I'm actually live on the right channel for YouTube. Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Gellis, and of course this is Infinite Modesty Design. So Infinite Modesty Design, Infinite Modesty Design. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me live today. I am here. It's Family Day in Canada, and I'm so grateful to be here. Okay, hold on. I'm looking for my scissors. Zanny just hand me a scissors. Oh, I have one. Sorry. Okay, so my name is Gellis, and this is Infinite Modesty Design. I want to thank everyone for those who might be joining me live or joining in the replay. We will be sewing a fabulous hair bonnet today. All right, so we're sewing a nice hair bonnet today. For those who know me, I teach sewing classes. We are located in Brampton, Ontario, and I am so grateful to be here today. I can't remember if this is my first live for the year. If I've done live for the year, I can't even remember that. But anyway, the year goes so like this anyway. So, but anyway, for those who will be joining me live or joining the replay. So I've seen Hillary. I've seen quite a few of my people here. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Hi, Gellis. Hello. How are you? Thanks for joining me live today. All right, guys. So we are in for a treat. I have made a hair bonnet video before, and I always wanted to do a live. So I've never done a live hair bonnet. So we'll see how it goes. I have all my material. Hopefully I have everything here with me. Because you know, with a live, you have to make sure you prepare everything sharp, right? So anyway, oh, it's my first live. Thank you. So things go so fast. Thank you, Hillary, for reminding me it's my first live. So hello, everyone on TikTok. It's my very first time going on TikTok, so I'm not really sure how the live go. So I see a few people join. Thank you so much for joining me live today. So I will be doing, I will be sewing a hair bonnet. So swipe to view real time. I don't even know how TikTok goes. My first time on TikTok today. Okay, guys, so again, just to let you know, I teach sewing in Brampton, Ontario, and by the grace of God, I am a Christian. Like I tell the world that Jesus Christ loves you and everyone who is watching me, watching the replay. And one of the greatest gifts you could give for yourself is to get to know him as your personal Lord and Savior. Thank you so much for those who are joining me on TikTok. I am so grateful. Again, it's my first time on TikTok Live, so I am still maneuvering TikTok, so thank you so much. I am on YouTube, I am on Instagram, and I'm grateful for everyone who's joining me today. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'm not able to see your name that well. The light is always in my eyes for this. I don't know why I keep on doing that, but anyway, I'm able to see those on my other screen here very clear and nicely, which is good. All right, good stuff. So for those on my YouTube channel, let me just see. I'm just wanted to see. I'm not really sure if I'm actually on the actual YouTube channel or on a different screen because I'm on my husband's phone. So, and that is sideways. So let me just turn it. Okay, I don't want to hear myself actually, but yeah, turn it this way. So yes, so it's better now. All right, good. So I'm all set to go. Okay, guys, so who here loves sewing? If you love sewing, you could just comment sewing below if you love sewing. If you want to learn how to sew, okay, let me see here. It's my first time joining. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you joining me. It's my pleasure to have you on live. So we'll have fun today, of course, with sewing a hair bonnet. So we are sewing a hair bonnet, guys. So this is one of my, well, actually I have lots and lots of hair bonnet, like too much, you know. But this is what we're going to be sewing, and we're going to be sewing it live today. So if you have scrap fabric, guys, if you have a sewing machine, even though you have a needle and thread, because I have one of my students here, she started with needle and thread, so you know what I'm talking about. If you have needle and thread, grab your needle, grab your thread, grab some fabric. Let me give you the measurement of the fabric, and we're going to sew a hair bonnet from scratch. Thank you so much for those who are joining me on TikTok. Again, I am still working around TikTok. I'm not really sure exactly how the screen go for TikTok, but every time there is always a first time. So I'm so grateful for all those who are joining me on TikTok today. All right, so first we are going to have our fabric. So what is the measurement? The first thing we want to ask, what is the measurement? So usually when we're doing hair bonnet, I mean, there's different styles. That's why I say usually. We are going to be doing two pieces of fabric. So you could get a satin fabric. Again, I'm just using a piece of fabric just for the live itself. So satin fabric, encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. So thank you so much. So encourage, so share my live, like the post, comment, invite your friends. And so that was a suggestion from TikTok there. Yeah. Thank you so much. Lower it down. I don't want to hear myself. All right, so we need two pieces of fabric itself. So what I have here, guys, I have two pieces of fabric. I have this one, which I cut out nicely already. I'm going to show you guys how to cut out the other piece, okay? So this piece of fabric I have here. Thank you so much for joining me, for those who are joining me on Instagram and for everywhere else. Thank you so much. So I have a piece of fabric here, guys. This could be 26 by 26. So let me just show you guys what I mean when I say that. 26 by 26. So I have here, TikTok gave me so much different suggestion, which, okay, I had to figure that out. But I have so many different, you have two pieces of fabric, okay? So this piece, so I have an Ankara fabric here, is a pretty much colorful fabric. So this piece actually is 29. You could be 26. It doesn't have to be 29. Just don't mind me. So because you would have some extra waist fabric to waste. So this is like 20. So let's say 26 by 26. So I'm just showing you this is have 29 here if you've seen the measurement here, but 26 by 26 is perfect, okay? So this side is exactly 26. All right, 26 by 26 is perfect. You don't need 29 by 29. 26 by 26. 26 with 26 length. So it would be a nice little box like this here. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing right now. And I'm going to show you guys how to fold it itself. So eventually I will turn my camera down to the machine and then you'll be able to see. So thank you so much for all those who are joining me live on TikTok. I'm so grateful. It's my first time on TikTok. So bear with me. Give me tips if you need to. Share my live, like the live, share with your friends, comment. Basically sewing in the bottom if you are into sewing, because that's what I'm all about. I love sewing. I love exercising. I love this. I love that. But sewing is like my hot topic. I love sewing. So a lot of people who follow me would actually definitely be ones who love sewing as well. So yes, so we want to have two pieces of fabric, guys. So I have one cut out here already, so I'm going to keep it aside. And you have another piece. I'm going to show you guys how to prepare this. If a fabric, get 26 by 26, 26 width, 26 length, on board, needle and thread. Let's sew something together. What else do I need to sew my hair bonnet? Of course, that's the question, right? So thank you so much for those who joining me on YouTube. Very grateful. You need when you're doing a live, you want to make sure everything is on top. So you need your elastic, guys. So you're making a hair bonnet, right? So you want your elastic. So how you measure the elastic? So I'm going to just do it live here. You can put the elastic around your head. I always say it's always good to give yourself more than less. Because if you give yourself less in the elastic, thank you so much for joining me live, for those who join me on Instagram and again on TikTok and on YouTube. So for the elastic, guys, you want to take the elastic itself and put it around your head and just give yourself maybe half an inch extra. Right? Because sometimes elastic you don't want the elastic to be tight. If it's too tight, you can't even sleep because you're going to get headache, right? And if it's too loose, then it's okay if it's loose. Because if it's too loose, you could always tighten it, right? Thank you so much for those who joining me on TikTok. You could always tighten it if it's too loose, right? So you just kind of want to put it around your head, right, like that, and then you have a little extra. So let me see what I have here with the extra. So just to kind of give people an idea, because every head is not created equal, but average is like 22, 23 on the average head size. So what I have here, I have like 21 and a half. Yeah, 21 and a quarter I have here roughly. So I'm going to cut 21 and a quarter here. So 21, 22, 23. If you have like your head is, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to cut it right here. So that would be my elastic itself. So you need your elastic, you need your 2 pieces of fabric. Your fabric again is 26 by 26, 26 with 26 length. And then you need two, so let me put this one here. You need 2 pins. You need 2 safety pin. Okay, you need your safety pin here. So I'm going to prepare my safety pin already. I'm going to put it on one end. So one poke on this end, the other one is on that end. Thank you so much for all those who are joining me on Instagram. I am making a hair bonnet for those who joining me, and again for those who join me on TikTok. So yeah, so I put pins in the fabric like so, and then I'm going to put it aside. So I want to put it aside to make sure that I know where I put it, so because things get easily lost very quickly. You also want a piece of chalk itself because we're going to be setting up our fabric, and of course you want your sewing machine and of course your setup there, right? I always tell my students when you're sewing, I always say it in general, you always want a couple of extra bobbin that is filled. So it depends on if it's your domestic sewing machine you're using or your other whatever sewing machine, you want to get a couple of sewing bobbin threaded, right? So just in case I'm doing a live and all of a sudden I finish the bobbin thread, and you know how to be, stopping and interrupting your live to fold the bobbin up again. So it's always good to have extra. So all mine is set here. You want your scissors, you want your pin cushion if you have pins, pin cushion, you want that there. So let's get started. So I'm going to be pushing the camera down a bit. What I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to take this, and it doesn't matter how you fold it. If it's 20 by 26, it doesn't really matter how you fold it. You're going to fold it in half. All right, so I'm going to fold it in half nicely like this. Right, I'm going to fold it in half nicely. So again, for those, you could comment sewing if you're a sewing lover like myself. We are in Brampton, Ontario, for those who are watching from various different parts of the globe. I am grateful to be on TikTok. Today is my first time on TikTok, so I'm very, very happy to be on TikTok actually. I am going to fold this in half again. So again, you see I fold it in half, right? Everyone see that? So I'm going to fold it in half like this again, right? So I'm just going to fold it in half just like this again. If, again, needle and thread is perfectly fine, you could make a hair band with needle and thread, guys, to be honest with you. If you don't have a machine, you don't have to stress. So you see how I fold it, right? Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it down. So I'm going to turn the camera down, guys, so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Turn the camera down. All right. So for the camera on Instagram, it's a little bit stiff. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. So I have it here. Everything is here. What I'm going to do, so thank you again for those who are joining me live on Instagram and on YouTube and on TikTok. So I see a few people are joining me on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. So we're making a hair bonnet again, guys. So nice. I know a lot of us like hair bonnet for my culture. I would say like hair. So I have lots of hair bonnets. So we're gonna do this together. So again, you want 2. So I've done 1 already. So let me show you how to do this one. So your hair bonnet, if you want, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. It doesn't have to go to my exact measurement. So what I've done here, I've taken 12.5. You see, I take it 12.5 here. So I put my measuring tape exactly 12.5, and I'm going to put it at the very tip here, and I'm going to just go around like this. So I'm just going to do it quickly for you to see, like this. And I'm going to mark it, right? I'm going to mark it as I go along. So for those on Instagram, you'll see on this side here, I put it this way, right? I do it this way. Let's put up this here, and I could push this underneath here. Yeah, so I do it this way. Right, so I make it to make sure it's still, if it's 12.5 I'm using, I'm just going to go to 12.5 all the way around. I'm going to mark it, right? And then I'm going to cut it out. If you could do a 10 inches, like if you're making a child smaller hair bonnet, you could do 13. It doesn't really matter. You could do big or small. I just go 12.5 inches just to kind of preserve the amount of fabric I have here. Okay. So again, I have 3 screens in front of me, so I want to make sure that everyone have an idea what I'm doing here. So 12.5 again, I'm making sure my peak is right here. And I'm going to go down 12.5 all the way around. You're going to have a chalk that you could actually see clear. You don't want a yellow chalk if it's a yellow fabric, or a white chalk if it's a white fabric, right? You want to make sure that you could see nicely here. Okay, so I'm going to go around nicely, and I am going to just be marking. Just be marking as I go along, here. So 12 and a half I'm going. You could go less if you don't have, if you have, actually this fabric could go, I think, up to 13 because it's 26 I put, so 26 by 26. So 26, 26 by 26 I actually guys to cut. So if you want to make it longer, 13 to full entire piece, that's perfectly fine as well. All right, so I'm hoping everyone's seen what I'm doing. Again, what we are making a hair bonnet. There you go. All right. So now I have my, so you can see my marking around here. All right. So I'm going to cut it out now. So you're going to be pretty much the same as this one. So you're going to do it for your 2 piece of fabric, right? You want to cut it out the same thing as this one. So I'm going to cut with my scissors here. Just cut it around. You can see here. So you make the marking so that you just follow the guide of your marking and cut around nicely. And you should be just fine there. Just fine there. Okay. All right, there you go. Beautiful. So now I have my 2 pieces of fabric. I'm going to open it up nicely here. And you want to make sure you put right sides to right side. So you see it's a nice big circle. Yeah, there you go, right? Nice big circle here. Okay, so I have my little circle here, my big circle here, I would say. And then I'll take my other piece right sides to right side. So if you can't figure out which side, just put it on one side. It doesn't really matter. So for this one here, I have this side is white. And then the other side is yellow. So it's easier to see. Well, the white is easier to see, at least you guys can see, because I'm going to sew on the white side so you guys can see the black thread. I have black thread at the very top. So I'm going to put it together again. Thank you so much for those who joining me on TikTok. It is my first time on TikTok, so I'm so grateful. And for those who joining me on Instagram, thank you. Thank you. So let me see what's going on here. It seems that, okay. Oh, okay. It's okay. I'll just leave it. I can't figure that one out. All right. So I should have actually cut the both of them together. So apparently one cut maybe just a little bit extra. So I'm just gonna round it off here. It's always good to cut the both of them together. You get a more nice, beautiful circle. I don't know what happened here. Maybe I cut one bigger than the other, not realizing it. But anyway, make sure when you cut it out together, if it's 12 inches down all the way, 11 inches down, 12 and a half inches down, 10 inches down, as how you see I cut it earlier, you could just continue that way. And it's always good to cut it both together if you want to make sure that you don't make any, you don't have any extra. There you go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here, guys, I am going to sew all the way around, and I'm going to leave like a 2-inch opening. So I put a marking right here, right here to do a 2-inch opening. Well, almost 3-inch opening I leave here. Bigger the better. It's okay. But you can leave 2-inch opening, 3-inch opening. You don't want to leave it too big. 2.5-inch opening is fine. I leave 2-inch opening. And now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to sew everything around. So I'm going to sew 1/2 inch all the way around, 1/2 inch all the way around, 1/2 inch all the way around, 1/2 inch all the way around until I reach my marking here. So I put a marking here. I put one here and one here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to start here, finish here, 1/2 inch all the way nicely around. Now you could go ahead and put pins in the fabric. Also, guys, you want to have your iron as well, because we would be ironing in a little bit as well as we go along. Okay, so I'm going to get started here now. So I'm going to start. So I'm going to move again some of my devices so you guys can see my machine as I sew. So thank you so much for those who joined me on Instagram. So very grateful. I'm going to turn my device here, guys, so you can see what I'm doing here. So turn nice so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, there you go. So hopefully you can see very well here. Okay, so I'm going to go. I have a Zuki machine here. So this machine is very, very fast. It's actually fast. So I don't really teach with that machine except there's special requests for people who want to do, who want to learn from like factory. And some people contact me because they want some students to, they want the people to learn on a industrial machine because they have a, maybe sewing job from the factory. So then that's how I bring my machine if there's a request. But other than that, I don't usually teach with that machine. I usually teach with my domestic sewing machine, which we'll talk about in another time. Okay, so I'm going to go halfway around, all the way around nicely. So thank you again for all those who are joining me on TikTok, on YouTube. I see 4 people watching me on YouTube, and again on Instagram. I'm so grateful. Okay, so let's get started. So you just take your time. Okay, let me see what happened here. I haven't sewed this machine for a while. It's stuck in something here. Okay, remember saying I'm on a live. Make sure everything go nice and easy. Okay, so you're gonna take your time, guys. Remember, sewing is like driving. Just watch the road. Watch the road. So take your time, because when you're sewing with a circle, it's a little bit harder to sew with a circle if you have never sewn before. Again, you could do this, like I said, with needle and thread. Just take your needle and thread and go all the way around. All the way around is very, very relaxing if you if you are someone who likes sewing, right? So yeah, I'm gonna go all the way around nicely, making my hair bonnet. So nicely. So if you're joining me for the first time, you could kindly share this video. That would be great. It would help me. Yeah, you just help me out greatly. That would be good. And comment sewing below, guys. If you are sewing lover, just definitely comment sewing below. We teach sewing classes in Brampton. In April, I'll be teaching sewing classes on Mondays only in April. So for those who are looking to join the sewing classes, we still have Friday open, but as of April, it will only be Monday only. And as Hillary reminded me, this is my very first live. I'm planning to do way more lives by the grace of God in 2025. That's one of my goals. So by the grace of God, we'll see how things go. And I have a lot of project up my sleeves. So I am excited about that, because everyone who know me know I love sewing to the top level. So there you go. All right, so continue sewing nicely. Take your time, guys. There's no rush. Well, except you're rushing to go somewhere, but I do not like to rush when I'm sewing. Well, it all depends. If I'm making a dress in one day to go somewhere, then it's always at a rush, right? Because it's only one day I have. But again, if I'm making a dress ahead of time, then you take your time and you sew nicely. So yeah, so you can see me going round and round. You just have to take your time going round and round and round. So round and round and round we go. There you go. Just slow. Nice and slow. There you go. All right, take your time. Just imagine that you're driving. That's what sewing is all about. Just imagine you're driving. I'm almost there. I'm going to do my back stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm done. Good? Awesome. All right. Thank you so much again for all those who joined me on TikTok. Share this video, share the live. If you are able to, that would be great. Thanks so much again for joining me. So what I've done here, guys, I've sewn all the way around so you can see the black thread nicely, right? You can see the black thread nicely here, right? And that's what it goes. So you can see it all the way around. Remember, I have an opening, so I'm going to show you guys my opening here. What's my opening here? So I have my nice little opening here. So that's the opening I'm going to use to turn my bonnet, right? Because remember, I have the right side to right side. So I have my nice little opening here to turn my bonnet nicely, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn, and in the meantime, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to ask a question. If anyone know the answer, like just pop it there, because some people have a lot of new people on my live. So what sewing tools do I need to start my sewing? So what I'm going to do here, I'm just kneading this out. Okay, I'm just kneading everything out nicely. So what sewing tools do you need to start your sewing? So okay, I'm using a hole to make sure everyone see what I'm doing. Let me just go back here. Make sure you see what I'm doing. I'm using the hole itself here from the opening I have, and I'm just kneading it out pretty much. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Gently and nicely. So what sewing tool do I need to start sewing? And yeah, what do I need? And where can I buy the sewing tool? Because some people ask me, where do I buy the sewing tools? So some of the tools you may need is what? You could put a comment there. As you can see, I have my tape measurement. That's a really important tool that you need to start sewing. You need, of course, your scissors. I always say get 2 pairs of scissors, one for your paper, one for your fabric. All right. There you go. You also need thread. So what else you need? Just put in a comment down there, guys. That would be helpful for those who are watching the live. I also have some sewing joke, guys. So let me see. I like to laugh. For people who know me, I like to laugh a lot. So I have some sewing jokes. So let's hope they are funny enough so we could kind of laugh on the live today. So I have one here. So while I'm pulling everything out, as you can see what I have here, guys. You can see what I have here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and iron it nicely around. Okay, I have my iron prepared. So why did the sewing machine go to therapy? So why did the sewing machine go to therapy? Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. I'm actually creating my own joke here. So let me see what someone say. Oh, okay. So I thought someone make a comment on Instagram. All right. Thank you guys so much for those again who are joining me all over the globe. I'm so very grateful. So the sewing machine went to therapy because it had too many tension issues. Yeah, it was too many tension issues going on with the sewing machine, so it just had definitely to find itself in a therapy situation. There you go. So I don't know if that one is funny, but if it's funny, then it's a good joke just to laugh as we are sewing here today. So sorry, I didn't prepare anything like ironing board, whatever. So I'm just gonna do my ironing like right here and done. So how are we gonna do this nicely? Just bring this down here so everyone can see what I'm doing. We are going to iron it nicely, okay? So I'm just wanna, as you can tell, guys, I didn't prepare anything. I'm supposed to have ironing board, this and that. Like, you know what? This is just a live. I'm supposed to have a piece of fabric with me, but again, you could just understand what I'm doing here. The iron was already hot, which is good. This is my opening. I'm just gonna fold it in like this, right? Okay, all right. So we have a next question here. Let me see another sewing jokes. I like my jokes. I like to laugh. So let me see. So why did the sewing machine break up with the thread? So why did the sewing machine break up with the thread? I'm not sure if that one is that funny. So why did the sewing machine break up with the thread? That's good, right? Sewing machine break up with the thread. Why did it break up with the thread? So guys, now we're just gonna be ironing nicely here, ironing nicely here, ironing nicely here. Thank you again for all those who are joining me on different social media platforms. My name is Gellis. I do offer sewing classes for beginner in Brampton currently. I am working my way back online heavily, so definitely as we go along, there will be a lot of plans, a lot of ideas in the works. So by the grace of God, we'll see how it goes. But for those who are in and around Brampton, we do offer sewing classes in Brampton. It's on a Mondays coming in April, Monday only. And we had Mondays and Friday, but I'm not going to do the Friday anymore. We're just going to do Monday and Friday. There you go. Okay, so you can see I'm really just sewing around right here to make sure that this is nicely done there. Okay, so I have this light that is flickering. I'm just going to take it off. I think it's better. Okay, so moving along now. So for sewing question now, the best place to buy fabrics. If anyone know the best place to buy fabric, you could comment sewing in the bottom, or you could also tell us what's the best place to buy fabric. Which sewing machine is suitable for a beginner? So for that question now, for which sewing machine is suitable for a beginner, I usually say, I don't like to pinpoint too much, but I usually have the Singer heavy duty sewing machine. All right, so the Singer heavy duty sewing machine, I could actually put a comment in the comment section for those maybe might want to look it up. It's one of the sewing machines that I have in my sewing class that I teach beginners, and it works very, very, very well. Okay. Let me see what other question I could ask. What are sewing notches? So the notches for sewing. What are sewing notches? So notches could be the elastic that I'm doing right about now. The elastic that I'm doing is part of sewing notches. It's called notches. Seam ripper is a form of sewing notches. The reason why I'm answering the question because I don't know how to maneuver some of the social media platform, and then for Instagram, it's really I don't know why I turned this way though, because I cannot see anything really. Yeah, I can't really see anything really, so I'm gonna just leave it there. Next time I'll prepare my live better where I could actually see the comments, where I can see the comments itself. All right. Okay, good. All right. So let's see, get another. Why did the sewing machine say to the fabric? Yeah, what did the sewing machine say to the fabric? What did the sewing machine say to the fabric? Okay, so I'm not sure what happened on Instagram here. Let me try and see if I could get everything done. I don't know what I pressed. I think I pressed something. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now we're going to be sewing again, guys. I'm going to tilt the camera if I need to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing here. So now we are going to sew this 1 inch, okay? You could sew 5/8 of an inch, right? Depends on the elastic size, but I'm going to sew a 1 inch just because I want, I always like things a little bit spacey for me. So I'm going to sew a 1 inch all the way around. So what am I talking about? It's like, what are you talking about, Julius? I'm sewing a 1 inch all the way around. So this is my hair bonnet here, my piece here. This is my opening. I'm going to show you my opening nicely here. My opening, where's my opening again? So my opening is nicely somewhere around the area, and I'm going to definitely find that area, of course. There you go. Okay. So this is my opening here, guys. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to sew 1 inch. So I'm not interfering with my opening at all. Okay. So I don't want to sew half an inch because half an inch my opening might end up closing. You go sew 5/8 of an inch, you go sew 1 inch. So I'm going to sew 1 inch all the way around. So I'm going to look at my guide here and sew 1 inch all the way around. So I have a very big opening itself to push my elastic through. Okay. And then we're going to go all the way nicely around. All right. So let's get started. So what was the question I have again? So what did the sewing machine say to the fabric? Let's get sewing here. So I'm going to all the way around my 1 inch, sewing all the way around nicely. All the way around 1 inch, all the way around 1 inch, all the way around 1 inch, all the way around nicely. Just make sure when you're ironing ironing the hair bonnet, you want to iron the edge really to make sure everything is nicely tailored and it's not fold in, because if it folds in, you're going to have too much extra. Or sometimes you might end up sewing as you're sewing in. You don't want that. Okay. All right. So let's go here. So the sewing machine said to the fabric, "Don't worry, I've got you covered." There you go. I got you covered. I'll sew you nicely. I got you covered. Don't worry at all. Everything will be perfectly fine today. As we are going to sew our sewing machine with we are going to be sewing our hair bonnet with our sewing machine, and everything going to be covered. There you go. Thank you again so much for those who are joining me on Instagram. Sorry, I am not able to see everything clearly. For some reason, I'm seeing everything clearly on YouTube. I'm seeing everything clearly on TikTok, but again, I'm still familiarizing myself with TikTok. Thank you for those who are joining me from all over the globe. So comment sewing below, guys. Kindly like, share the live. That would help me out big time. Again, we teach sewing classes, and I'm in for a treat by the grace of God. As I have life and the Lord give me strength, I will be doing more lives, do how-to lives. And I will be doing where my students or my participant could join me actually live itself on a Zoom or on a Google Meet. So yeah, it's just kind of getting myself tipped back into the waters of lives again for 2005. All right, so all the way around 1 inch, guys, all the way around 1 inch nicely, all the way around, and you're gonna be sealing it, okay? Everything gonna be sealing nicely. So we're gonna seal it nicely here, all the way around. Remember, I'm live on TikTok. On TikTok, it's Sewing with Gellis. On Instagram is Infinite Modesty Design. On YouTube is Sewing with Gellis at Infinite Modesty Design. I kind of changed my name there, so there you go. All right, so I'm gonna seal everything nicely, and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. Very nicely. Sewing is amazing, guys. I'm telling you, it's amazing to learn to sew. You realize that you could do a wall of greatness by just learning the simple skills of sewing. So I have white thread on the outside, okay? But I have black thread here, so you would be able to see the black thread nicely. So again, thank you so much for joining me on Instagram. I'm so grateful. So you can see the black thread, so you have the black thread here. So you're gonna sew all the way around and seal the deal. So backstitch in the beginning and backstitch in the end. So what do you call a sewing party? A stitchtacular gathering. That's what you call a sewing party. A stitchtacular gathering. So that was supposed to be a nice little joke. Let's hope that joke was nice enough so we could all laugh. So why the fabric always calm during an argument? Because it know how to sew seamless. Our fabric stay calm during a sewing argument because you know how to sew seamless. I'm seeing some likes there on our Instagram. Yeah, that's how we go. All right, guys. So we almost to the end, guys. Let's tell you how easy this thing is. Like jam easy, like pop, easy peasy. Get some fabric. If you don't have sewing machine, guys, take needle and thread and try it out. Watch the video again. Follow the steps. Yeah, it might take a little bit longer, and so on and so on. But you know what? At least you do something today. Awesome. Okay, so here we have nice rounded here now. Now we are prepared to put our elastic in with our bonnet and get out the door for the show. I don't know what show, it's snowing anyway, but you got it. So anyway, this is our elastic here. You remember I mentioned how to get the elastic already. So put it around your head nicely. Don't make it too tight, okay? Because remember you're going through. You don't want it too tight. You want maybe an inch or half an inch or 1 inch itself, because this elastic is very loose, so that's why I have it here. All right. So that's how we're going to do it here today. And then, so mine was 21 and a half. It could be 22, it could be 23, all depends on your head size, right? So I have my pin here, so it's hooked up here nicely. So I'm going to put one side here. Again, thank you for those who joining me on TikTok. It's my first time on TikTok today, so I'm so very grateful. Very, very grateful today. Now I'm going to put my pin here. I'm going to stick my pin here in the opening part. Remember, we have an opening, right? Yeah, remember that one? So we're going to put our pin in the opening. So let me see if I can get a delightful joke here again. So why do sewing projects always seem so successful? So why do sewing projects always seem so successful? So that's the joke today. So now you would answer that question. We'll get to the answer in a bit. Okay, so now you put your pin nicely here. You're going to take your other pins. So remember, we have two pins nicely here. And then we're going to push it through the opening all the way around nicely. Guys, we almost done the show. There you go. All right, so I'm going to push this down here. So I'm going to push it down here. So I'm going to push it down. So actually, I'm right-handed. So if I'm going to go like this, you will see it better because it's white on this side. Just be sure that the pin does not, but anyway, I think you guys have an idea. So push it down, push it down, push it down, and pull it. So just make sure you put your pin one side here, and the other one you went in, right? You push it in because you don't want eventually everything get lost in translation. You don't want that. So now we're gonna push it in nicely. So thank you again for all those who are joining me live on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. I'm so very grateful. If you're here for the first time, just comment sewing below. Can you like, share the video? We teach sewing classes in Brampton, and by the grace of God, for 2005, one of my many of goals, I have lots of goals, but by the true heavy prayer, by the grace of God, the Lord would help me to bring forth those goals in Jesus' name. All right, so I am a Christian as well, so you would always hear me talking about the Lord Jesus Christ. That's just a fact. He is the author of my soul, the reason for my breathing, and you as well, whether you believe it or not. I'm telling you, the Bible tells us the truth. So you would have to, of course, get to know Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. All right, so I'm almost here, guys. So the question of the day. So which one is the question I have again? So why did I'm forgetting which question. I have so much question here. So what did the sewing machine say to the fabric? Don't worry, I got you covered. We got that one already. So why do sewing projects always seem so successful? Because they are so good. I like that one. I like that one because the sewing projects successful because they are so good. It is so good to make a hair bonnet. It is so good to pick up a needle and thread and sew something. It is so good to probably have a sewing machine, of course. If you don't have a sewing machine, needle and thread is fine, guys. No worries there. Thank you again for those who joining me on Instagram. It is so good to create, guys. And that's why we are here. That's what we are all about. My name is Gellis. And of course, this is Infinite Modesty Design. All right. So I reached almost to the end. So like, Julius, what did you teach me to make? Like, what is that? That's the idea. That's the beauty of sewing, right? Okay. So now we're going to push this down. What we're going to do first, we're going to take out the pin and we're going to just sew the elastic up without even thinking, okay, what next? What is this? What is whatever? We are going to take out the pin nicely, make sure our elastic is nice and taut out, right? And we're going to sew it together. So I'm going to sew it nicely together here, okay? So I don't make a half inch stitch, 1 inch stitch, whatever the case may be. We're going to sew it together. All right. Sorry, half an inch stitch, not 1 inch stitch. Sorry. So half. Can remember, say we leave a little extra half an inch. So you leave half an inch stitch. You would do a half an inch stitch right there. So sorry, you're not seeing exactly what I do on the machine, but you have an idea. I'm just sewing this together. You want to sew it a couple of times because it's elastic. You don't want to do one stitch. You want to do like a couple stitches. If you look here, I'm just gonna put it. You see, I did a couple of stitches here. Right, that's what you want to do to make it nice and taut. Okay, so now it's nice and taut. Again, my elastic is not the best, to be honest with you. So now I'm going to open my bonnet. So I didn't make a big bonnet. I think this one is actually really big. So if you want to make a smaller one, guys, go size 10 or size 11 and a half or size 11 or size 12, because this one is actually massively big. You can see that here, right? All right, so you see, guys, it's done. Pretty much. All we had to do now is just seal up the opening and we are ready. I'm telling you to get out that door. Where are we going? I'm not sure because it's snowing here. But anyway, you got the point. So yeah, so I'm just turning it on the other side as well. So you see the other side as well. There you go. All right, so I'm going to just close the opening here nicely. That's all I'm going to do here. And our hair bonnet is as good as gold. There you go. So I am going to just, so you know what? Actually, no. I'm just going to stretch it out. So for those who is a beginner, you want to probably put pin to kind of secure it here. All right. I'm going to just go, you have to stretch the elastic, of course, to get the stitch really nicely there, right? So I'm going to go here now just to close that area. And I am going to put my needle down. Do your back stitch, of course. You always want to do your back stitch. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go nicely down here. Okay, so nicely. Okay, nicely, nicely, nicely. All right. And we are done. The deal is sealed. The bonnet is covered. I'm going to turn my machine off here, bring this down. Oh, we are done. Our hair bonnet is fabulously done, guys. I know a lot of people like hair bonnet. Of course, my ethnic group like hair bonnet. So for those who, thank you for those. I've seen a lot of Canadians joining me. Thank you so much. So this is it, guys. This is it. I'm going to kind of put it on my head to mess it up. So this one is a big, this is 12 and a half. It's a big one, right? So usually I have other hair bonnets here. So this is a big one. You put it on your head. You could sleep with it nicely, right? So you have your hair bonnet. You could sleep with it. You could wear it on this side. So usually they say, guys, you could do a satin side and this I just kind of put two fabric together, whatever. So you can say, like, what is that? You could sleep with it nicely, right? Like if you have your hair, blah, 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 whatever, you sleep with it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Or you could wait on the other side as well. So that's why we have it on both sides. Oh, my hair is kind of messy now. So you have it on both sides. You have it on this side. You have it on that side. So it's just a simple hair bonnet. And I think a lot of people like to make a hair bonnet to sleep with. A lot of people, I have a video on my YouTube channel. If you're on YouTube channel, just look on my YouTube channel. You will see one of my popular videos, my hair bonnet video. A lot of people like it. A lot of people buy hair bonnet in my culture. So yeah, so that's pretty much it that we have for you today. All right, so I hope you did like the video. I hope it was a clear video. If it wasn't clear, any mistakes, anything, just send me a message, send me an email, or send me a comment and say, Gellis, you wasn't clear. You talk too fast, because I know I talk very fast. That's something I know is my downfall. Well, not really my downfall. That's something I know that I have to work on, and I talk very, very fast. So if you find the video is too fast, you want to watch it over again. And if you'd like me to do any other videos live, because I'm planning to do lots of videos, so I want a list of stuff to do live. And very soon I will probably bring my followers on live with me so we could actually do something live together as we go along by the grace of God in 2025. All right. So I am so grateful. Lastly, one joke before I go. What did the fabric say to the sewing machine needle? What did the fabric say to the sewing machine needle? It says here, ding, 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 ding. It says, you got me, sorry, you've got me in stitches. Okay, so what did the sewing machines, what did the, I lost my thing now. What did the fabric, no, where am I again? So what did the fabric say to the sewing machine needle? Yeah, you got me stitched. There you go. And we all stitch up our hair bonnet today, and we are good as gold. Anyway, my name is Gellis. Of course, we teach sewing class in Brampton by the grace of God. We are starting class only on Mondays. In April, we do have Mondays and Friday for now, for those who want to learn to sew and you are in and around Brampton. For those who online and want to do online, we are coming back online by the grace of God, as the Lord helped me. And then we will see how we could work to do more sewing again, of course, on Zoom or on Google Meet or whatever the case may be. So I want to thank you guys so very much for sticking on me today. I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for those who have commented. I am so grateful. Would love to join. Definitely, yes. I am planning to do a lot of live. How I want to join your classes. I need to learn. You have, so do I need, no, you don't need your own sewing machine. In our class, we do offer the sewing machine. So we do have sewing machine. Next time I'll make sure that I'm not bright on this, or maybe the phone is just so bright I cannot see the Instagram comment. There's so many people commented in Instagram, guys, but thank you for the comment. Okay, so Sorry, someone is commenting, but I cannot see the comment. I don't know why I can't see the comment. Oh, so you're answering the question. Okay, thank you so much. Because I wasn't able to see that well, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. Except I'll be more prepared next time, guys. You know what? This one, I just say, you know what? I'm gonna do a live. All my kids just give me space. My husband give me space, and then I just did a live. So next time I will be more prepared. So thank you guys so very much. Again, we are in Brampton, Ontario. Know if you want to learn to sew, we do offer the sewing machine. We have fabric. We have everything pretty much all covered. All we have to do, pay the fee. Our fee is very, very reasonable, guys. Very reasonable. Just $22 an hour if you want to learn to sew. For beginners, we teach you how to make patterns as well. So we're going to talk about that in the next live. We teach you from zero to hero. We have students who've been successful in our class, had no clue how to sew, come out, and then now they're making patterns. They could make their own dresses. So we have different sewing machines. We do provide the sewing machine, and we do provide everything, even the fabric we provide for now while supplies last. All we need to do is sign up. It's on a Mondays in Brampton, Ontario. Click the link in any of our bio or around our social media page, and then you could sign up from there. Thank you guys so very much for sticking with me today. Again, my name is Gellis. Have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.